government is racing against time to urgently mobilize resources needed to finance the country's development programs and other expenses in the coming financial year. But while it's an obligation of every citizen to pay their fair share of the taxes, experts are advising that revenue collection must put tax education ahead of enforcement in order to get everyone to comply.
As you move out of informality to the formal system, there are challenges. It's like when you are flying on a rainy day, there will be turbulence. There will be turbulence. You can't avoid it. So it's up to the pilot to understand that this turbulence is managed. And by that I mean the government has to recognize the type of business there is, the level of sophistication of the taxpayers, and the taxpayers have got to understand the level at which they interface with government optimally. Of course, when elephants fight, the grass suffers. So each taxpayer should ensure that it is not the grass which is going to suffer in this fight. The taxpayers should ensure that they survive. The government should realize that if the businesses don't survive, it will have a big problem.
Thank you. Full names again.
Birungi Cephas. Thank you so much.
This is also the general view of the business community, banks and tax lawyers. They have come here today to educate their clients, the traders.
And for us, so what we have discovered is that we choose areas which are very topical. So one of the areas we had a conversation around is about tax and compliance to tax policy in government, because we are a compliance-based bank. We want people to comply to tax and tax regulations. So as a result, it's important that we engage with the business community to demonstrate to them what it means to comply and how to comply and how it might be easy, and discuss any challenges they may have in that area.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks.
We spoke to the head of the Federation of Small and Medium Enterprises. He says while the state is willing to listen to traders, government should also deal with the controversial policies at the heart of these disagreements.
But also, the president should have given more concessions on simple issues, like on enforcement. President should have said, URA, adopt more civil means of enforcing. He should have urged them to invest more in tax education and awareness, so on. He should have urged them to roll out the freeze more slowly than they are doing. They shouldn't be as aggressive as they are. Yes, they need money, but you cannot force a solution down people's throats. And change management takes time, Change, people take long to change. So URA shouldn't expect miracles, So in that regard, URA came out looking good. The president stood squarely on the side of URA and seemed to push back against some of the demands from the traders. But we hope that URA shouldn't take this as a win, but should pick lessons. Why should the president be the one to educate traders on basic things?
These reforms are critical at a time when the Uganda Revenue Authority is expected to collect more than 31 trillion shillings to finance the 2024-2025 national budget. Money expected to come from small and medium enterprises who contribute 80% to the country's GDP. Malcolm Misime, NTV Tonight, Business.